OC gave me some 5-hour energy drinks. I was like this whole first quarter, like, you know what I was doing.
You got to stay locked in.
When you look at the two quarterbacks, Sam Darnold is by far playing at elite level.
I think it's about Gaelic Ogam have a wee bit of Irish.
Where?
Welcome to the Breakdown Super Bowl edition. Now, this is a special breakdown, ladies and gentlemen, because as you see, OC is not here, but we have our good friend, Super Bowl champion, former head coach of the Vegas Raiders, my good friend, Antonio Pierce. We call him the captain. You can call him your friend too. AP, what's up?
Man, come on. It's amazing that two guys from Southern California played high school ball against each other, college ball against each other, played together with the New York Giants, and now we're working together.
We are.
On the breakdown.
This is
in San Fran.
This is
at
amazing.
Super Bowl.
Bro, you couldn't.
You can't make this up.
You can't make this up.
They make it up.
They should not have given us two microphones.
No. An audience.
In an audience. This is crazy. You are getting stopped nonstop. People coming up to you all the time. You've been here as a player, as a coach, all of that. What is this experience like over the years?
Yeah, it's nothing like it. And, you know, just talking to guys and seeing younger players, older players. I remember being 21 and going to my first Super Bowl my rookie year and just being like in awe, like overwhelmed by everything. And to see where it's grown with the media coverage, all the events, the landscape of the Super Bowl, it's an amazing opportunity. And being a guy that played in it and won a Super Bowl, you don't take these moments in because you're only focused on one thing, winning the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
So now that you're not in that space and we're sitting here doing television and we're talking about the big game that's coming up between, you know, Seattle and New England, I think you really have to just take a step back and say, wow, how far the game has come, how far the league has taken it, and to the heights, to the international heights, to the fan base, to everything that we're seeing. It's amazing. It's shocking to come back and see it. I'm really taking it in. I'm in awe.
And as a player, like, did you understand the magnitude of what was to happen? Like, I remember when you guys won, you run on the field celebrating, families out there. Like, is that when you had the opportunity to take it all in?
No. It's like months later. I felt like I was at Disney World, man. I was in the clouds. You're like on cloud 9 for months at a time. And everything's happened so fast, you know. And like I said, the week and the preparation up to that Sunday, there's only one to go. There's only one focus. That's to win the Super Bowl. Then the game happens, and there's no script to what happens next, right? So you're trying to go get your family, you try to get your kids. I'm trying to do that, then you're getting grabbed by media, then there's the trophy. And then you want champagne, and then there was no champagne in our locker room because they put it in the Patriots.
And they really didn't think we were going to win.
No,
See, I say a we.
No, it is we. You're a Giant too. And OC could tell you, like, we went in there, and I had my goggles. I'm like, where's the champagne? And there was nothing. We had some water bottles thrown around at each other. But
disrespect.
Yeah, it was. And that's okay because, you know, we could talk about being Super Bowl champions the rest of our life. So that's where the respect comes from.
I love it.
You respect on the field, but no, man, it's amazing just to go through the process and to relive it. It's been, what is it, almost 16 years, 18 years ago, then we won the Super Bowl 2008 versus the Patriot team that is now playing again. And it's really amazing to see this New England Patriot team in this game.
Amazing. And you just talked about as a player. Now, as a head coach, somebody who has had to prepare a team to go into battle. You look at these two head coaches, both defensive head coaches, and when you think about this matchup with Vrabel and MacDonald, give me your thoughts on these coaches.
First of all, when you said that right there, it really resonated to me that this game is being coached by two NFL head coaches with defensive backgrounds.
Without a doubt.
We just saw 10 coaches get hired. 6 of them, I believe, are offensive guys. 3 defense and 1 special teams coach / DB coach and John and Harbaugh.
Yep.
So when you look at this matchup, you know it's going to be a what? Physical, at the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Who controls the ball?
Yep.
The run game. Tackling is going to be at a premium. But I do expect fireworks. But it's going to be late. When you watch both Super Bowls, Jay, and you notice that you've covered a lot of them over the last few years, it takes a minute for everybody to feel each other out. You kind of like, you're teasing, right? You just throw that little jab. You don't really go all the way in there. And then come halftime, because it's a longer halftime, right? You get those extra minutes because of the halftime show. Shout out to Bad Bunny. That's when the adjustments happen. And then I think that's where we're going to see the magic of both coaches and Vrabel and MacDonald happen at halftime, because you go in the game one way, think it's going to be this, and to be honest, playing in that game, the nerves of the players, you don't put that into perspective as a coach.
No.
So with a team, and both teams not ever have, I don't think have many players that played in the Super Bowl, probably just a handful, 10 or so. You got to go through that period. And I remember playing in the Super Bowl, I was a wreck. OC gave me some 5-hour energy drinks that he had not sponsored.
He gave you that 5-hour energy?
And I was like,
OC had you ready.
I was like this whole first quarter, like, you know what I was doing. And I was talking so fast, I'm like, what's wrong with me? So it's not till your nerves calm down, and that's what's going to be critical by both head coaches, to calm their team down and then adjust at halftime.
I need everybody to understand the dissertation, the information, what AP just gave you. This is how you got to watch a game.
Yeah.
Everything you said, I call you all the time and say, what do you see? Or what should I look for? And you just gave them everything going in the Super Bowl and how to peep out how the adjustments happen. But let's get to a press conferences and check out what these head coaches had to say, because my head coach just told me everything I need to know.
Come on, Karen. Who'd have thought we'd ended it here?
Mike, there aren't many people picking the Patriots in this game. I think, do you like to be the underdog?
Well, somebody has to. I don't think we dislike it. Again, that's not anything that's ever affected us, I don't think. I don't think we set out to necessarily worry about those types of things. I'm excited to be here and with this football team.
Obviously, at the start of the year, the people who supposedly know who's going to be in the Super Bowl were not picking these two teams. Does it bring more joy to a wonderful situation that you've defied the expectations?
Well, I think people are interested in it because those are the best stories. You know, you look at all of our, the media entertainment. Those are the best movies, best shows, all that type of stuff. For us, look, we said it after the championship game that we didn't care. We really don't. I think what was important for us was to become a championship team. We weren't that in the spring. We're on our way. That's where we wanted to become. But in order to get to a stage like this and win a game like this, it's got to be real, and that's what you have to become, and that's what our focus was on. So, but it's great. People are going to talk. There's a lot of attention, and that's what makes the game so great. There's a lot of fans out there, and it's exciting. But that's out of our control. It's not how we operate on a day-to-day basis. So,
AP, how you feel right now?
I feel right now like
this is what happens when we got y'all sitting on the couch right here. I love it.
Look, when you got Super Bowl champions and New York Giants in the building, like, it's royalty. It's royalty. It's the best of the best. Like, look, we're at the Super Bowl, and not too many people have a Super Bowl ring. And you got two guys right here.
Sitting on the couch.
We got three of us that played in New York, so you totally understand what's going on. And that's why, it's going to be hard to do this show, because you got Jameis Winston behind us.
I love this. This is the best part of it, though.
Probably the best personality in sports.
Everybody needs to understand this is what it's all about down here on Radio Row. It's constantly going. It's nonstop. And like he said, 2 Super Bowl champions. It's just going to happen. Victor Cruz is sitting with us right now. This is amazing, brother. Thank you for being here.
You,
OC would love seeing you, and he is so happy that you two are sitting here right now. Victor, you are a man that understands being an X factor.
Yes, sir.
Making it happen. That's how you built your career. I remember in the preseason when you went out there and dominated against the Jets, and everybody said,
other team. It's not. We don't call them Jets.
New York team.
New York team.
You became the X factor to the factor. So in this game, everybody's always talking about the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But when I look at this matchup, I look at Jaxon Smith-Njigba and what he is going to be able to do. First of all, break down his game, what you like about it, and what he could do or be in the Super Bowl.
Well, I love his game overall. I think he brings a lot of things to the table. The biggest thing I look at is the route running, right? Like, to be, I don't want to call him undersized, to be a receiver of that stature, I'll call him that. You got to have a tremendous route running. You got to be in and out of those breaks. You got to be someone that your quarterback can depend on to be where you're supposed to be with the right timing, right? So I think Sam Darnold has benefited from a guy like that who's virtually unguardable. They move him everywhere, inside, outside. He can run all the routes. He can take you deep. He can go intermediate between the hashes, which is what you want out of a guy like that. So to see him really develop in this first year and Sam Darnold have the connection that they have, it's been pretty special. So I think he's the X factor for sure. I'm sure New England is trying to devise a game plan right now to keep him somewhat underrated. Just keep them in front of him, no big plays. And I think they're going to try and do that, but easier said than done.
How difficult is it to play in multiple spots like he does, constantly moving him around to get the favorable matchups versus the defense?
It's very difficult. I remember myself was moved around a little bit, but I remember when Odell Beckham Jr. came on the team and we were moving him around, and I was dizzy watching him go from inside, outside, slot, all types of different things. So it takes a real attention to detail week in and week out to understand what's being asked of you, understand why they're putting you in that position to be advantageous to whatever scheme that they're looking at each and every week. And not just going in there like, all right, I got this route. It's like understanding why they're putting you there and what's to be expected. So when you get in the game and it's 3rd and 3 and they put you inside to get that matchup against that linebacker or that strong safety, that's why. So you understand it. But I think, he's no stranger to knowing what football schemes are like and moving them inside and outside. He knows the route tree inside and out and knows that playbook inside and out. So I'm sure plugging them in there is no different.
Yeah.
Victor, talk to me about, and I remember this like 2007, right? That's a while back, but then you had the Super Bowl in 2011.
Yeah.
Just what this week is like. Like, we're sitting here now, people walking by, friends, Jameis Winston, everybody, former players, older players, coaches. Like, what is this week like? And how do you focus when you're supposed to be that X factor? Like, you should be worrying about Christian Gonzalez, the other side. What's Seattle's defense going to do? But then you have all these obligations throughout the week.
It's chaos, man. As you can see, you see people behind us running around. It's just like that as a player as well. Between the media day obligations, you're practicing. You're already practicing in an unfamiliar place. The times are always changing. You're trying to get onto the bus from your hotel. Hotel got 1,000 people in the lobby. Your family trying to get tickets to Bad Bunny to the game and all these different events. So I did a good job of having someone on my team to just go handle all of that. Because I think as a player, you got to stay locked into what the main thing is. You got to come in and win this football game, and then you could party with until your face turns blue after you win the football game. So it is very difficult, but that's why the mentally strongest team is going to win. The team that's prepared and ready and their coach has them locked in, that's the team that's going to benefit.
So Puerto Rican, right?
Absolutely.
Who's doing the halftime show?
Come on, Bad Bunny, baby.
What are we expecting?
I'm here with DiscoverPuertoRico.com. Let me get in my bag for a second.
Go ahead.
Here with DiscoverPuertoRico.com. I love Puerto Rico to death. It's somewhere where I still have family. I'm half Puerto Rican. I go there each and every year. I show them love. I try to go there, enjoy the sights, the sounds, the music, the salsa, the history. It's always something to do in Puerto Rico, and you might run into Bad Bunny. He has a crib there, so you never know. You might be at your local salsa spot. Bad Bunny pulls up. You get to dance with him, get the vibe with him, get to hang out, maybe take a shot with him. It could get like that in Puerto Rico. You never know.
Shout out to Victor Cruz. We appreciate you, everything you've done. All love. OC says hello.
Yes.
Till next time, my
Always
brother.
love. Thank you so much. Good to see you.
Okay, AP. I love how you have really set the table for us on the coaches and everything like that. But this game comes down to quarterbacks.
Always. Get hired and fired because of quarterback. I know.
I didn't throw that out there, my brother, but you are telling the people you get hired and fired because of your quarterback. Both of these guys, Drake Maye, Sam Darnold, ton of pressure, ton of focus. I'm just giving you a blank canvas. I'm not even going to tee you up. Tell me about the quarterbacks, what you think.
Well, look, Sam Darnold, right? 3rd pick overall, bust. For about 5 or 6 years, that's all we heard about. He's a bust. Then he goes to Minnesota. Some injuries happen. He gets an opportunity, takes him to 14 wins. Okay. They get eliminated right away, out the playoffs. And then all of a sudden, he lands in Seattle with the Seahawks. They trade Geno Smith to the Raiders. No problem. And all he's done since he's gotten there is win, produce. But then he had this stretch, J-Bill, where he turned the ball over. So now everybody said, here goes Sam Darnold again. Well, I'm going to put an end to that with this stat.
Okay.
Since he's got into the playoffs, 0 turnovers, taking care of the football. 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. More importantly, he's only been sacked 5 times, getting the ball out of his hands, running when need to. We saw that last week.
Facts.
Big run down the sideline on 3rd down. And what he's done with the injury, played through it. So now I'm sitting there like, okay, hold on. I got a quarterback that I question, could he play the game? Then I'm questioning his toughness. But for the last 2 weeks, all he's done is proven us wrong. So if I'm going to this game, I'm sitting there saying, wow, I might be a little nervous for the New England Patriots the way Sam Darnold's playing. Now on the flip side, right? So now I got Drake Maye.
Yeah.
played outstanding. We're talking about MVP.
Yeah, that was the conversation.
But then we get in the playoffs, and I said, oh, my God, what's going on? He's getting sacked.
Yep.
He's turning the ball over. There's fumbles. It's just, and I was with Josh McDaniels. I know the importance of ball security with the quarterback position. And if it's happened in several games, I wouldn't be shocked if it happens in a game like this, of this magnitude, because of the nerves and the butterflies. But when you look at the two quarterbacks, I would have to say Sam Darnold is by far playing at an elite level and a championship level going into the Super Bowl.
Okay, I want to throw something out to you because I heard the coaches talking about it. I read this and frame this for me. You know he's aggressive. He likes to attack down the field, but this is Sam Darnold. The turnovers have happened before. But they basically said, you can't take that away from him. That's who he is. As a coach, is that how you're talking to your playmaker at the quarterback position?
Yeah, you never take away his it factor or who he is, right? Don't try to change him. Don't make him an apple into an orange. Just let him be there, right? So I think what Clint Kubiak's done an outstanding job of is really incorporating running game, sticking to it. You see the play action pass. You see the ball coming out quickly with Sam Darnold. I think that's the important part. Listen, he has one of the best wide receivers in the game.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
And when you have that and you're smart, and I do think this, the injury that occurred to his oblique area, I think that's helped him because he understands I can't take these hits. I got to get the ball out quicker. So when you look at Sam Darnold and you tie that into what Clint Kubiak is doing from a scheme and concept standpoint, it's an ideal matchup going into this game versus the Patriots.
You talked about knowing Josh McDaniels, the offensive coordinator for the Patriots, right? I think he's in his 10th or 11th Super Bowl, something crazy like that.
Yes. Too many of them.
Okay, Drake Maye's legs are going to be a factor in this game. What is Josh saying to Drake Maye in this game? What is he teeing him up as far as this situation?
Make sure on the last possession, it ends with a kick. It's simple. What does that mean? We punt it, or we kick a field goal or PAT. Take care of the football. Don't do that silly. You don't have to win this game by yourself. Josh is the ultimate guy when it comes to finding the weakness of Seattle's defense, which is going to be difficult because they're very good, very talented, playing at a championship caliber. But Josh will find that one or two players, he's going to attack leverage, and he's going to say, look, just make the simple throw. If it's a check down, if it's a cross route. And listen, Drake, if you have that opportunity to take a shot down the field, take it. But better yet, if nothing's there, use those 10 toes that you have and get running, because we saw last week when he ended the game on that fourth down, which was critical.
Big run.
And that was a very, very risky decision to do, but you trust your quarterback, so you allow him to do what he does.
You heard what AP had to say. Now let's hear what they got to say in these interviews.
What's this like for you to be in the Super Bowl and get that vindication after so many years of teams giving up on you and writing you off?
I think it doesn't really come down to that for me. It's always just been about putting in the hard work every single day. Sometimes hard work and all the dedication and hours I've put in the off season, during the season, it leads to this moment, and that's kind of the mindset I have and really the mindset I've had my entire career.
What is the biggest year-to-year difference that you've seen in the building this year?
That's a great question. I think one of the biggest thing is, I think winning helps. Winning helps, and I think just buying into the same belief in each other and, what Coach Vrabel's trying to get accomplished. I think from day one, I feel like the guys have really kind of took what Coach Vrabel was wanting to do with us and have just really applied it to their lives in every single way, whether it's on the field, off the field, getting treatment, doing little things, making great decisions off the field. I think that's the biggest thing is just, Coach Vrabel always says, he treats us how we treat the team. And I think that's how guys have taken this year. And I think it's just really, rally together and, want to play for each other. And, from there on, we just have had fun doing it, every single day since. And it's been a ride, and we're looking forward to, trying to finish it off.
AP, it's our favorite time.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about defense.
We can finally talk about defense?
We finally can talk about the defense. And we have to start with the Seattle Seahawks because they call themselves the dark side. MOB,
man,
money over the bull, all of that. I look at this defense, and we talked about Mike MacDonald being a defensive guy. Adden Durde, good friend of ours, is the defensive coordinator. They win with the front four. They have playmakers on every level. Linebacker, defensive back. Nick Emmanwori is killing at nickel. I love what Ernest Jones is doing, like I said, at the linebacker position. Safeties that can cover, all of that. What are your thoughts on the dark side defense and their impact they got to have in this game?
Here's the funny part. When a team or a defense gets a name, that tells you that it's not about the individual. Legion of Boom. Now, we can name the players, right? The Bobby Wagners and the Richard Shermans. You knew those names. But when you get this dark side and when you watch them, it is dark. It's physical. It's violent. They attack the ball. They swarm. They love playing for one another. And they don't really trick you, J-Bell. They line up. It's 4 down, 2 linebackers. You got your nickel there, Nick. They give you 2 high look, and then they just rock and roll that bad boy, right? Quarter, half, quarters, cover 2, invert to cover 3. They give you so many different looks, and they are so disciplined, and they are fundamentally sound. I think the credit you have to give this team over anything else, over stats, is how well they tackle, how they get off blocks, and the effort that they play with. When you do those things, they carry over. They have a linebacker, when I was a linebacker coach at the Raiders, named Drake Thomas.
Yeah.
He is yay big. Like, he's at the bottom of this table. He's like this mic down here. And I got this guy's undrafted rookie. And we're in rookie minicamp, and he's just flying around making plays. And he's studying. We get into preseason. He leads the team, and I want to say the NFL in tackles.
Right.
But like all undrafted guys, it's hard to make the team.
It's tough.
So we cut him. But we think we want to put him on a practice squad. I see him in a lunchroom. He's walking into my meeting. He grabs the phone. Seattle calls him. They put him on the active roster. The rest is history.
Wow.
He's one of their best playmakers.
Without a doubt. Big plays in the playoffs.
That's also a credit to the GM of finding talent. It doesn't matter the size. And when you ask me about this defensive dark side, that's what it's about. It's not about names. It's about 11 hats on the ball. It's about roll call. It's about the physicality. It's about the fundamentals that they play with and the intent that they play with to get the football each and every play and to get it off your quarterback. Because if there's any team in the league that knows how to get after the quarterback and get the ball off, is that Seattle Seahawks defense.
I like that you mentioned how the safeties are constantly moving, changing the picture. They're going to try to do that to Drake Maye, make him confused, hopefully cause a turnover or something. They fly around on the ball. But their front four dominates. They stop the run. And because they do that and they can dominate with just 4 up front, you can put 7 back in coverage.
DeMarcus Lawrence, I don't know in what year he's in. He's 10 plus.
Balling.
Playing well in the playoffs. Getting after the quarterback.
Leonard Williams.
Big cat. I mean,
getting it.
I mean, listen, we were the former Giants. He played with the Giants. When you saw him get traded, it kind of hurt. But then you watch how dominant he is. You're talking about 2 older players playing in their prime, but playing at a elite and a high level. And that's just carried on. Brian Murphy, another impactful player that got from Texas in the draft. So when I look at this team, you just go through it, and there's not one star.
No.
And that's what I love about watching this defense. It's the team. And it's about them playing together, boxing everything in. And you hear teams talk about when they play Seattle, what they do. They force and they pack the middle.
Yeah.
They force you to make those throws outside the numbers.
I'm so glad you
that's where it gets difficult for teams. And then that's where those long corners they have make plays on the ball.
I'm so glad you teed this up because I love Devin Witherspoon.
Oh, my God.
I love the way he's playing.
I love him coming out.
I mean, all the other corners, and to your point, I mean, he is the energy, he's the effort, he makes it happen. But you're right. They force it outside, and those guys make plays on the ball at the cornerback and the safety position. Both the safeties can cover and man-to-man, and that is the key. Julian Love having him back on the field. Let's flip the script.
Okay.
Let's flip it over to the New England Patriots.
I like this one too, now.
I like this one, and they're playing well. Before I'm going to tee this up, something you taught me, okay? They got 2 defensive linemen in the middle.
Yep, 2 big boys.
2 big boys. Push the pocket. Milton Williams. You got Barrymore. You got 2 guys who can cover on the outside. You got safeties that can move around, interchangeable. I like Spillane.
That's my guy now. You know, I had him for 2 years.
Playmakers on every level, and they can cover on the outside the same way Seattle can. Tell me what you think.
When you watch this team, it's the same thing. It's almost a mirror team. Smart, tough, physical players. They don't beat themselves. They're situationally aware. Mike Vrabel has done an outstanding job with his defense. Robert's playing in the middle, the leader. the brains operation. I call him Baby AP. I had him. I coached him for 2 years when I was at the Raiders, and I thought he had an outstanding career there. I obviously went to the Patriots, and all he's done is keep ascending and transcending upwards. So when you look at that and you look at what they're able to do, they're on a historic pace, J. Bell, with points scored in playoffs.
Yep.
They're up there with the elites, like the 85 Bears, the Baltimore Ravens, the what was it? I think it's the 1990 or the 86 New York Giants with Lawrence Taylor. So when you look at what they're doing, you say, hold on. Now, granted, they've had some things go their way and bounce. But that's what championship teams do.
Fact.
When it comes down to make a play, late in the game, the ball goes up, Christian Gonzalez, that's mine. So when you talk about this team, Jason, it's really fun to watch because you said it. Yeah. They're sound. They're built the way you want to be. They're built. It's like a straight line, right? Both teams, if they have a good center, quarterback, and running back, they're probably sound.
The spine.
If you have a freaking good D tackles, a middle linebacker, some safeties, you're good, and then you build from inside out. And that's how this Patriot team is built.
They are.
They spent over $360 million in free agency, the most ever of any NFL team, and it paid off.
Yeah, you can tell Mike Vrabel had an identity. He went after those players. It worked out. And you're right, the spine of the defense. Milton Williams, getting him in free agency.
Big time.
Can stop everything, plug everything up. They want to get him singled up on those guards and then playing that man-to-man coverage on the outside. I love what you said about Christian Gonzalez and Carlton Davis. Those guys locking up, that's going to be the matchup, especially against JSN.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're looking for, right? Is it Gonzalez or is it Davis? Who's on JSN? Like, who's gonna be on the matchup? But now I'm going to flip it, go back to Seattle. Kubiak does an outstanding job because, and Victor talked about this, they move him around. He's in the backfield. He's in a slot. He's in I formation. He's next to the quarterback. He's out there at the X. He's like, where's Waldo?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Where's Waldo? Where's this guy? And they're going to have a game plan, or either they're matching him, or at any point you're going to have to be aware and have to put hands on him to slow him down. So the matchup between Josh McDaniels, Vrabel, the defensive coordinator for the Patriots, Spillane, Marcus Jones, who's an outstanding player. And I know we're talking about defense, but special teams in games like this is where it always shows up. And they have one of the best returners in Marcus Jones.
You are excellent as a coach, as a player, and on television, because you just teed me up where we wanted to
that
go.
out, Jay. I got you.
Throw it up because we got Charlie Smith. We're going to bring him on, and we're going to talk about kickers, special teams, all that, because you know it's important. You just let us know. Special teams could be the swinging factor in the Super Bowl. Let's bring up Charlie. Fellas. First of all, this man needs no introduction, but if you want to know, it's Charlie Smith himself, Northern Irish legend, my guy. Do you feel any pressure sitting next to a head coach? Do you feel like you got to go out there and just make a kick happen right now with AP right next to you over on your shoulder?
It was pretty mad. Whenever I was told I was going next to Coach AP, I was like, damn. No, look, it's nice to come up here and get chatting with these fellas. So I didn't realize you guys played together as well.
Oh yeah, we grew up together, played together,
played against each other, played together. Now we're working together.
Yeah.
And then I go to London. He's a superstar over there.
Yeah. Everybody knows him.
How big of a superstar you are?
Oh my goodness, he is, man. He got a whole country behind him. AP,
that's amazing.
A lot of pressure. How was this year? How did you feel about your performance on the field and all the love that you got off the field?
Yeah, look, I'll go back. I'll take you back probably to the in around training camp. It was a bit challenging not getting the job to start, but look, you stick at it and you turn up every day. You work hard. You just put your head down, don't ask questions, get your kicks in, realize and make tweaks to what you're trying to do, and then the opportunity comes up. You get the chance to compete for a job with Justin Tucker and Cade York, two great kickers, and come out on top of that, and then the next thing you know, you're in and playing against Miami Dolphins on a Sunday, and it was just such a whirlwind of a year. I'm very proud of how the 6 games went now. So
I always wonder with the kicker, like, how do you prepare for pressure moments? Like, you just talked about an example there, right? You get called up, you gotta be ready to go, but how do you prepare yourself? Because as a head coach, I used to always look around, where's my kicker, where's my punter? And I don't know what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
That far corner, or you're inside the dorm. How do you prepare for those pressure moments? End of game, everything's on you and your foot.
Yeah, you just gotta embrace them, don't you? Because that's almost when I feel most comfortable, is whenever there's the most pressure. So you realize, because you know the moment's coming, like for example, like a game winner, you know it's coming, and like you have it prepared in your mind that it's coming around the corner, and you just calm yourself down and just say, look, sitting there with a smile on your face, knowing that the game might come down to the kicker. Like that's kind of what it's all about, and that's kind of how I felt in those moments this year. So, and yeah, it's funny, like, because around OTAs we get a lot of stick because all the guys are doing all the runs and we're sitting there, not necessarily doing that. But then come game time, then I feel like we're really getting the respect of our peers, and whenever you can sort of execute and help your team win games, that's what it's all about, and that's why I love it.
No, it's great.
Now, you're a cool dude. I know that. AP knows that now. But I wonder, in the locker room, how you were received, because you're just a locker room kind of guy. They must have loved having you in that building.
Yeah, I think it's because, you introduce yourself to somebody and they just expect the any sort of American accent, and then they're like, "Hold on a second, where are you from?" And then they go Australia, and I'm like, no, it's Ireland. And they're Ireland, an Irish player, what's going on here? So I think they kind of just embraced me, and I was just being myself, and my teammates were really, really good. Like, I remember last year during training camp, Chris Olave coming up to me and just really giving me words of confidence, and Demario Davis, the way he's treated me this year, like, even when I wasn't the guy, even when I was on the practice squad, the guys just really embraced me, and we have a really good bunch of guys, and I think our front office really values that. I've heard that they go by a lot of what sort of character you are as well. Whenever they consider drafting or signing players, so we've just got a really good bunch. And even when we were 2-10 or 1-9, we stuck at it, and we turned our season around. Obviously, didn't make the playoffs, but we're an up and coming team, so it's going to be. It's fun to be a part of.
So I hear the accent. How many different languages can you speak?
Well, I can kind of speak Irish as well a little bit, but
Gaelic, a little Gaelic.
Yeah, a little.
Give him a little Gaelic.
Get the bug Gaelic.
Give me a little bit of it.
To get the bug Gaelic, I'm gonna have a wee bit of Irish.
Who, where, when?
I can say Gia Ditch is hello. It's like God with you.
Okay, say it again. Say it.
Gia Ditch.
Gia Ditch.
There you go. So you just say hello, and then I would say Gia Smurditch back to you. So God and Mary with you. So there you go.
How's your French? You're playing in Paris next year. Playing in Paris. How's your French? Oui.
Je suis irlandais. Je joue foot américain. So there you go.
Hey man, listen. That's why you love kickers. This is it. They're so diverse.
They got time on their hands.
They can do everything.
Yeah. The amount of free time we have, I probably should be fluent in some other languages. Do something better than because it's funny because the way our schedule is, we have like a team meeting, and then we'll have like 3 hours where it's offense and defensive meetings. So like we'll just go and get our breakfast, go get some treatment.
I told you'll never know what the kickers and punters are.
And never argue with a kicker about politics or anything in the news, because they've read the entire paper. All day, they got time on their hands. With that time, have you convinced anybody to come visit you in your hometown in Ireland?
Hometown?
Yeah.
We're working on it, so we are.
Get some guys out there.
See, the challenge is in January the weather's so bad. Like we had record rainfall there in my county this year. No, in the summertime it would definitely be cool to get some of the boys out, playing some of the golf courses, and we got some pretty good golf courses in Ireland. So I'm working on it still. We'll get there soon.
I love it. And before you leave, tell everybody about just this Super Bowl experience. Walking here, media from everywhere around the world. What has it been like? What has this opportunity felt like for you?
Yeah, even like I did this last year as well, and it just seems to be getting bigger and bigger every year. I just think the growth of the game, I know it's well documented now, but the growth of the game internationally and seeing the likes of all these like soccer stands around Media Row here, it's just really cool to be a part of. And you don't really, whenever you're in the bubble of playing every Sunday, you don't realize kind of how big it is, but it's probably good that you keep it like that, so it's not, you're just sort of kicking for what it is. Just kick the ball, you know what I'm saying? But like, it's really cool to be a part of this, and it's unreal. Like, it's class.
Good luck next year. We're excited to see you. We'll be in Paris to check you out.
Yeah.
Man, you got a whole continent behind you. My man Charlie, keep doing your thing,
Thank you.
brother.
Thank you, Jim.
For sure.
Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Pleasure.
Yes, sir.
Okay, AP, this has been amazing. Thank you for spending this time with us.
No, thank you for having me.
Oh, man.
Normally I have to go to London to see you in the UK and cross the water, but you came to the States and you came to the West Coast, back to our home.
Hey, listen, because I usually just come to your house and eat up all your food and drink all your drink. Adult beverages. That being said, this is our segment, OC and I. It's called What did you learn? Because this is an educational show, and you have educated this audience on several things. It's been very beneficial to me and our people. So, when I think about what we learned, the first thing, in all honesty, when you're watching the game, AP gave you the script. Look at what happens post halftime.
Yeah.
All of that time in that break. What are the adjustments coming out of halftime? It could be your first time watching the game. You can just see what they do different, and you are an expert. That is the first thing we've learned. I got the second.
What you got?
Shout out to our guy, Charlie Smyth.
Man, Charlie.
Because what have you learned?
I learned a different language.
You have learned a different
I
language.
learned a different language.
Gaelic.
And listen, it took me a minute to hear just the dialect and the accent. I didn't know what he was saying at first, because I thought it was like, I thought he was kind of rapping or like doing like a little song, and then I realized he was saying something. And he taught me a word, and it was achi.
You're officially an Irishman now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then we got French. I got some weed.
Yeah. You've learned another language, and you know how you feel about the Irish people. You got love. You know what I'm saying?
And we got connections. You know we went to the same girl band. I went to my first concert.
His first concert, he didn't tell us this was Girls Aloud.
I went to a Girls Aloud
concert. To a Girls Aloud concert.
I went.
I did. To Nadine.
Shout out to Nadine.
Good tickets, too.
You're great.
Great tickets. What is the third thing?
The other thing I learned is, I'll be honest, is, JB, you're a pretty good host, man. You're good at this.
Oh, my gosh.
You know, going back to when we were teenagers and then, professionals and then young men and adult, and I've watched you from afar.
Okay.
To now be like, on the side, on the same couch with you, holding your mic on the breakdown. I'm amazed to see how prepared and well diverse you are in this space. And like, you're good, because a lot of time we were talking, I was high-fiving other people.
You had a lot of people.
You never flinched.
No.
There was no blinking from you, so I couldn't throw no curveballs at you to get you thrown off. So that was hats off to you, man. You could obviously, you see why the show and you and OC are killing it over there in the UK.
That means a lot coming from you for several reasons. You're one of my closest friends, your family, a brother. You took care of me on the field, off the field, a lot of different circumstances. You always had my back. You taught me this business because you were doing ESPN when I first started, and you really helped me.
Took all my notes.
Took all your notes. You sent me all your notes. The man sent me all his notes for those early BBC days. You know what I learned a lot about leadership from you and how you go about treating people, go about your craft. One thing about AP, man, he would sit in the meetings, and this is how we're going to end. I need to bring you in. The smartest players last. They make an impact. He knew everything everybody was supposed to do at all times. And we followed you into battle because of that. We trusted you, just like teams, players trust you now. You've had an unbelievable career on the field. You're having an unbelievable career off the field. I mean, there's nothing you can't do. I appreciate it. Come back, do this with us more.
Man, I'd love to. I need to go. I need to cross the water though.
You do.
I got to go to the UK.
You're coming out with
I got a passport now too.
You do.
I need some more stamps.
You have a British passport.
I have a British passport too, by the way.
Tell the people why.
My father's Bermudian, so that's part of the UK.
Yep.
So I have the blue one and I have the maroon one.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, so I'm good. I need a stamp.
You need to come on,
stamp, man.
Come
so
on out.
I want to be on the show. This is good that we're doing it here.
It is.
At the Super Bowl in San Francisco. Glad to be here, man. Listen, it's all about how you treat people.
Yep.
And you treated me well. Everybody here has treated me well, man. What a blessing.
OC, we love you, man.
Love you, yo.
Man, so happy.
Chief.
Doing so much better. And you guys, man, just representing for you. The breakdown.